twilight hours of Valloria, the palace stood unmoving and eternal, its countless clocks ticking together as if time itself had sworn loyalty to the crown. Then, without warning, one clock stopped, and in that single broken second, mirrors shattered as though the palace itself sensed something unforgivable had begun. Far beneath the throne, beyond stone and memory, something ancient awakened and listened as time above began to fracture. Valloria was a kingdom celebrated across the world, admired for its harmony, its wealth, and the strange certainty that tomorrow would always arrive. That certainty lived within the Clockwork Crown, a masterpiece of living gears and golden light, believed to guard Valloria against decay and death. Under its influence, the markets thrived, the bells rang sweetly, and the people lived with the quiet confidence of endless time. King Aldrin wore the crown proudly, trusting its promise as generations before him had trusted it without question. Queen Seraphine alone felt unease, sensing that power so generous must be balanced by a cost no one dared to name. Even in candlelight, shadows moved with purpose, and the ticking of hidden mechanisms whispered secrets meant to remain buried. Night after night, the queen woke trembling, haunted by voices that spoke not in words, but in warnings. Drawn by instinct and dread, she walked the palace halls, where painted eyes followed her and silence pressed close. In the mirrors, her reflection lagged behind, as though time itself hesitated to follow her movements. Above her, the grand clock loomed, vast and patient, measuring more than hours. When it struck 13, the sound shattered reason, marking a moment that should never have existed. In that frozen breath of fear, Queen Seraphine understood that Valloria's time had been stolen. At dawn, she begged the king to listen, but exhaustion and authority dulled his willingness to believe. King Aldrin bore the weight of rule heavily, mistaking endurance for wisdom. Still, Seraphine's resolve hardened, for fear could no longer be allowed to protect comfort. Denied answers, she turned to forgotten knowledge, seeking truth where dust and silence ruled. Ancient symbols led her to a tapestry older than the throne, shimmering as though alive. When her hand touched the woven crown, it pulsed like a heart remembering its debt. Stone shifted and groaned, revealing a hidden path long sealed by fear and regret. Step by step, she descended, passing gears that turned without hands to guide them. The warning carved in stone spoke plainly, leaving no room for hope or denial. The vault opened to reveal not gold, but time itself, trapped and catalogued like a cruel library. Each vessel held years taken from the world, glowing with stolen life. Horror settled deep as Seraphine understood what had truly sustained the kingdom. Then she saw the figure waiting patiently, unmoving, inevitable. The collector revealed itself, a being without mercy, without hatred, and without delay. Queen Seraphine stood firm, refusing to kneel before consequence. The collector spoke in fractured ticking, its voice echoing through stolen centuries. Though fear shook her hands, her gaze did not falter. The vault darkened as truth filled the space between them. She realized the debt was coming due, and the king was its price. In her heart, love, terror, and duty collided. With steady voice, she offered herself in his place. Golden light tore from her chest, binding her life to the collector's claim. bent her body, but not her will. She fled upward, carrying borrowed moments that were no longer hers. Above, King Aldrin waited awake, holding the crown he had never deserved. Between them lay the truth that had poisoned their love. His guilt finally surfaced, heavy and unavoidable. The crown pulsed still, hungry despite its beauty. Seraphine felt the loss within herself, even before words confirmed it. The palace erupted as time rebelled against its chains. Stone split and frost poured inward, announcing the debt collector's arrival. The collector crossed the threshold, silent and unstoppable. The king stepped forward, laying the crown down at last. For the first time, the collector hesitated. A confession escaped the king, raw and overdue. Seraphine joined him, choosing truth over fear. She spoke of survival earned honestly, not stolen. The collector raged, bound by laws older than power, their hands intertwined, sealing a choice made together. The final seconds stretched endlessly, the crown shattered, releasing time back into the world. Golden years returned like a storm of forgiveness. Silence followed, gentle and earned. The clocks resumed, honest in their rhythm. The collector dissolved, its purpose complete. Valloria awoke poorer in gold, richer in truth. Reflections now showed only what was real. The kingdom breathed freely for the first time. And so Valloria learned that time cannot be owned, only respected.